Testing, testing. Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is coming at you from the studio.
You are colorblind too.
That too.
Yeah.
Those little tests where you look at red and you're supposed to see numbers? Not me.
All right, all. We are here to answer your questions, and in case you are new around here, just happened to land on this video because of the fantastic thumbnail I created. I'm Stacy.
I'm Matt.
And we are here in our Barndominium in beautiful West Virginia, which we pretty much redid all of this. I'm an encaustic artist, which basically means I paint with a torch and wax. And we like to travel around here in West Virginia and throughout the United States. So a brief introduction there on who we are in case you just happen to land on the channel. For the rest of you, welcome back, and thank you so much for all of the questions that you submitted via both here on the YouTube channel and also my newsletter subscribers. Really appreciate it. I'm going to be looking at my phone and to reference the questions because I made a big list. And so basically I divided them into 3 different parts. The first one being questions for Matt specifically about art. I asked you guys if you would like to ask Matt any art related questions, being the non-artist that he is. The second part is we got some questions about the Barndominium. And then the third part is questions about travel. Places we've been, places we want to see, things like that. So grab a drink, a beverage of your choice, settle in, and yeah, you ready for the questions?
I guess.
Okay.
I haven't been pre-warned on what these questions are.
They're good. You'll enjoy them. All right, let me pull the questions up. All right, first art question for Matt. Do you know what the basic principles of art are? There's 7 of them.
Nope.
And you want to guess?
Have fun. Be creative.
There's 2.
I don't think those are anything near the list, though. This is like an art theory type of thing, I'll bet. Question.
Kind of, yeah.
Are you going to answer these questions?
Well,
How do you know if I'm right or wrong, if I just make stuff up?
I have the answers.
Did somebody really write that? Man, thanks, guys. I have no idea what 7 art theories? Is that what you said?
Basic principles
Basic
of art.
principles of art.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're stuck on a painting and you're not sure what's wrong with it, you can look at it and figure out if it has all of these kind of 7 principles, or maybe it's missing one element of them.
I know one.
What?
You should never think that there's something wrong with art, like you just said. Art is art. Art is subjective to whoever's created it.
This is true.
I mean, I know it feels very judgmental in the field, but all art is good because it's created from somebody who at that moment was feeling that stroke or whatever it happens to be.
That's a good answer. Do you want me to tell you the actual answer?
Do I have to memorize them?
No.
Is there going to be another one of these?
There might be. I don't know.
I'm failing.
Balance. Contrast.
Doesn't that contradict itself already?
Kind of, yeah. Movement. Pattern. Rhythm. Unity.
Huh.
There you go.
Some scholar came up with that just to confuse non-artists.
All right. Question number 2. Are you ready for this one?
I thought I was ready.
Can you name 2 contrasting colors? Complementary contrasting colors.
Contrasting. Red and orange.
Complementary colors. Can you think of like contrasting complementary colors?
Red and blue.
Yes. Well, not technically, no. All right. It's I thought you were going to say black and yellow for complimentary.
Black and yellow, black and yellow. Come on, Wiz, give us a thumbs up. I know you're watching.
All right, red and green. They're colors
What are these?
opposite on the color wheel.
Right.
That's complementary colors or contrasting colors. Opposite on the color wheel.
I don't know what the color wheel looks like either, though.
Oh, dear. All right, so red and green, blue and orange.
For those, and maybe this is a sad excuse, and I don't want to generalize, but my introduction is I'm an accountant. I sometimes see gray, but it's pretty much black and white.
You are colorblind, too.
That too.
Yeah.
Those little tests where you look at red and you're supposed to see numbers, not me.
All right, red and green, blue and orange, yellow and purple.
So those are what? Contradictory?
No, complementary.
Oh, those are complementary.
Yeah, it's like complementary contrasting. They're opposite on the color wheel.
I think so.
Okay, Matt, what genre of art do you like the best? Stacy's art excluded. Like, is there a genre of art?
Is like metal sculpture stuff, is that a genre?
That could be. That's good.
Or just sculpture, I think, in general. Like wood and metal, most likely. I mean, that's what's obviously bigger and popular out there. But, like, I like when people put together... I used to try some of it. I don't have much art myself. But, like, when you can take, like, I don't want to say junk, but just things and put together things and make it represent something else, like, I think that's cool. That's creative. There's a lot of creative stuff out there.
There it is. Okay, that was a good answer.
Yeah, that was pretty easy, actually.
Okay, then do you have a favorite artist? And it can't be Stacy.
Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, I have to say Stacy. She's right here.
It can't be me. Do you have a? Do you know a favorite artist? Do you like come up with the name of anyone?
No, I mean, I know some of the big name people, but no. My favorite artists are probably going to be somebody's that doing the sculpture type of stuff that we see at an art fair.
Yeah.
Because I see it and it's in front of me and I go, well, that's cool.
I thought maybe you were going to name the creator of Lego.
Well,
I don't know who that is.
He is an artist. I know his... I can't pronounce
or
his name.
Or the creator of Star Wars.
George Lucas would be good. Yeah, he's an artist.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. All right, last art question. Ready?
I'm always ready.
Okay. What is your favorite Studio Stacy painting that I've ever done?
Well,
I'm just going to say that.
So,
I've ever done.
Symbolism, it's right over there. It's not for sale, but unless somebody wants to send us $1 million, we'll sell it. That'd be all right. I could let it go.
I'll show them that piece.
Yeah, show them that piece because
Okay.
that's just because of the symbolism. That's the first piece she, for her history. That's the first piece she did when she came back from heart surgery and stuff. So that's definitely my favorite piece. Not only does it looks cool, but just the meaning behind it. But outside of that, my favorite piece, there's one inspired by Lake Tahoe that is always one of my favorites. I think that's Rocky Shores. Mm-hmm. Still available. That type. Like there was the Pathway to Understanding we just packed up for a show. That's a bigger one. That's a really cool one because it just draws you in, like the trees and the forest and stuff like that. So I'd say those two are ranked up there pretty high. There's the Wave. There's several that have sold that, or even like the mountain scenes and the ski scenes and the Wave and I don't
You're
know.
only supposed
I can't
to pick
pick
one.
I can't. There's a lot of good art out there. So
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, there's been a lot.
Do you have anything to add when it comes to the art topic?
Yes, I think other artists should do this to their husbands. Because I kind of want to see where we're at,
Any other YouTubers out there watching this that are artists? Drop down below in the comments if you're going to create a video testing your husband.
Sorry for failing miserably on any actual type of questions. I can tell you what I like and don't like. That's easy.
That's a good thing. Yeah, it's not bad.
But that's just my opinion, too. Okay.
All right.
Phew. Thanks, guys.
Part 2.
Am I in this?
Yeah. They're Barndominium in West Virginia questions. You can answer these too.
Yeah, you did all the work in here, though, so.
All right. Well, all right. Do you have any plans of moving soon? And is this your forever home? Kind of two separate questions.
Mom, you know the answer to this. We're not moving yet.
Any plans of moving soon? No. Right?
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah. Is this our forever home? Probably not.
No, there's too many other things to see.
Yeah, I think eventually we'll move to another state. Not anytime soon. And eventually there's a lot of property maintenance around here, if you will. So eventually we might get tired of doing that. I don't know, maybe not, but maybe we'll get tired of doing that. But as of right now, no plans, but it's not our forever home.
Yeah, I think down the road, especially if we're not here full time or even just a couple months a year or whatever it happens to be, I think the longer term goal would, if we could find like a good long term renter, like I'd keep the property, but yeah, as we get older, I mean, we're not going to be able to take care of this as well as we do now. There's a lot of woods and a lot of maintenance. And,
Right.
I mean, the mowing's fine now with the tractor, but there's still a lot to do that we do in the woods that are to clean them out and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But yeah, if we have long-term goals with this property is definitely Airbnb. Well, shorter term for Airbnb for the little cabin. We want to Airbnb that out to earn a little money on the rental. And then, like I said, this is our temporary base. Like we built this. Those of you guys have known and seen around. Like we have that entire space over there for the camper to pull in and out during the winter and kind of move around and do whatever we want. So it kind of gives us that flexibility to come and go as we please. And you know, it's there's not a lot of cost maintenance to this place unless we had to have paid somebody to mow and do all that kind of stuff, but pretty inexpensive to maintain. So
Okay, question number 2. How long did it take you to get used to those stairs?
you go, because
Not very long. It really didn't. They're a lot. Then we're talking about the stairs right behind us here. I'll put some screenshots in or something, but not very long. And I don't think they're difficult at all. We go up and down them in the middle of the night, and I wake up a lot earlier than Matt does and come down them now that it's pretty much dark when I wake up. I come down them and we do have night lights or little lights that come on at night, and so not
maybe
very
do
long.
a video at night with the lights on.
Oh,
yeah,
I could do that.
so we actually we put 3 stair lights along there, so the stairs are lit up when we're when it's dark in here. But yeah, they look more intimidating than they are
do.
because the reality is the step is exactly the same as a normal step. It's shorter. And the only difficult thing, I think, is carrying larger items up and down.
Yeah, which kind of brings me to question number 2 about the stairs. Are you putting up a railing? And I think you can see we have a railing up there on the wall.
AKA a walking stick.
Yes. I think what somebody was asking is if we were putting a railing on this open side. And the question to that is no.
Answer.
Or the answer to that, the question. The answer to that is no, we're not putting up a railing on the open side because we do carry boxes up and down the stairs, and sometimes the boxes can be wider than the stairs, or even a laundry basket for myself, carrying that up weekly. But yeah, I don't think we feel unsafe about it.
Need.
Yeah. I think it's just more like it just takes you go slower when you're carrying boxes up and down or things like that, just to make sure.
Yeah,
but,
you do that on normal stair too, and I think that's what I said earlier. They look much more intimidating than they really are. There's the step is huge. Like you actually have a deeper step than regular stairs, so your whole foot is on the stair. And like I said, it only took 3-4 falls down them to get used to.
I did fall once, just once. But if you all know me, I fall walking on flat ground.
To be
so-
fair, it was the bottom step. You just forgot the step. Like you didn't fall down
what
our
I'm
stairs.
saying,
Like
right.
it was, you forgot there
That's
was one
just
more.
me.
Yeah. Fortunately.
And my, clumsiness.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway,
We love the stairs, actually.
we do. Okay. Sorry.
Oh, I should add, I know there was a question on one of the videos a long time ago about are we like sealing the front or anything like that? And now, I don't know, we've been almost about a year with those stairs. And like, even though your toes or heels hit them every once in a while, like the paint's holding up well. We never finished it or put anything over top of it. And we always said we could always touch up if we needed to, but I'd say about a year in, no scuffs, no scratches, no nothing.
And it's just plain old acrylic paint, nothing fancy to it.
Yeah.
It's nicer acrylic paint, but yeah, it's holding up nicely.
is store paint, because we mixed paint, remember?
Yes,
It
it's
was-
acrylic too.
Oh, okay. Because I was going
Like-
to say it's like actually like wall paint, and then we mixed the colors to make it lighter and lighter as we went
Yeah.
up them. Okay. All right. Enough about our stairs.
What's the next Barndominium project? Stay tuned. There is a video coming out on it, so stay tuned for that.
What is it?
Top secret, but it is. The Barndominium is almost done.
When you say top secret, is that a hint?
It could be. No, so stay tuned for it. It was a doozy of a project. So
Yes.
we'll talk more on that as when that video comes out. I might do a I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it was
And
a
we're
doozy.
and
of a
we're still
project.
married, so that's good.
It's true. All right. What will you do after the Barndominium is finished?
Rest, travel.
Yes, and I also have some
Lego.
outside Lego. I also have some outside projects that we keep meaning to get to, and then we are so focused on finishing the inside of this that we haven't got to them this summer. I thought that we might, but definitely planning on hopefully, fingers crossed, a little bit of a container garden right outside the Barndominium. I want to try to plant some more veggies and herbs and things that we tend to use on a regular basis. So there's that, and then we want to clear more of the woods up top, and our
Clear brush, not
Clear
clear
brush,
trees.
right,
We're keeping
yes,
trees. We just
yes.
want to get the brush so that the woods are more usable.
yeah, before, I don't know how many years ago, it was prior to us, prior to the previous owner, but the land was cleared at some point in time. So while we have a lot of nice sized trees, they're not like the big, huge, mature trees. And a lot of brush is also growing kind of in and around them and viney stuff. So we want to clear that just to make the woods a little bit nicer. And also, so we're trying to get rid of these vines that are growing up these trees to hopefully, keep the trees for a very long time.
Yeah, those are the big vines are cut for the most part.
Yeah.
It's really the brush and the undergrowth stuff that we're got to focus on next.
But that could take
That's
all
that's
summer.
years. Well, that's
Yeah.
years of projects because you just got to keep on it. And there's, we have 7 acres here, so there's a lot of woods, and that's a whole video in itself. We really haven't explored. That's a longer term thing too. Like we'd actually love to turn this into like a hiker's paradise where we have really good trails up there. Not hiking for trails, but hikers that want to just come up and spend the night or do whatever. Kind of like do that hip camp thing and just tent camp up in the property for a couple nights or whatever. Because we actually have a lot of cool spaces that are almost kind of built out already. We just clean them up and make them like true campsites and stuff. Like I think that'd be awesome. Like it'd be fun to have people come in and do that. Got an awesome fire pit up there, the cabin. So I think we could accommodate that type of people that want to come in and do that kind of stuff for a couple nights or whatever, just to get away to the woods.
All right. Last question on the Barndominium. Is there anything you do differently in the Barndominium?
Yeah,
Which would
a
be
couple
what?
things. Okay, so right behind us here, this opening, I'd have put the slider door right there. Even though it's in the back corner, I'd have put the slider door there
That goes to what?
get into the bathroom. The bathroom is right behind this wall behind us. I definitely would have changed that And what that would have done was open up the front, where technically we could have parked or pulled a camper in all the way to this wall. Well, now it's the entrance to the bathroom. And obviously you got to be able to get in and out of there. So I don't think we'll ever change it necessarily, but that is probably number one thing I would do differently.
It would have allowed us for, this would be allowed us for long term if we ever wanted to get a larger camper or a larger, even like a mini motorhome. We don't ever want to go, at least we don't think we ever want to go massive. We love the size of our camper, which is 20 feet. But it might be nice if we ever decide to do more long-term travel, which we are planning on doing. Like if we want to go for 3 months at a time or 6 months at a time, it might be nice to have just a little bit bigger space. Not a lot, but just a little bit bigger. So that moving that bathroom door around would have allowed us to get a larger camper in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would
else?
be the only reason, just to give us those few extra feet. Structurally, I think we're super solid. Don't get me wrong. Like the only other thought I had was, because we have a support wall right here behind us, above me the beams are running this way, and we ran them at, I think, just shy of 16-foot spans with one board. So that's more than fine for code and the thickness of the board that we did and everything. But hindsight, where we have the boards connected with the I can't remember what those are called in between the joists. But we could have actually ran another beam from the wall across and then split the size of the boards. I think that would have just solidified. We get a little bit of creaking and cracking, that's all, when we're upstairs. I mean, to that point, like we're fine. Like we're well above specs.
I did talk to an engineer to just make sure everything. And when we bought the lumber, when we did the lumber takeouts, we talked to a local lumber yard about the size of the big beam and the spanning and all of that stuff. So
and largely because of cost differences, we did everything bigger than we needed to, just for the heck of it. Like, I mean,
Didn't add that
the
much
main
more.
support beam that isn't even really supporting anything is it's 3 14-inch LVLs glued and screwed together as our main beam. And that can support, I don't even know the total weight, but there's no roof weight. There's no weight coming down on it other than the floor is hanging off, or the second floor is hanging off of it. And again, like those are 16-foot spans. So I don't know. I mean, we didn't have to do anything different. I just think even aesthetically, if we had a beam right above us here, I think that'd be kind of cool. But
Matt doesn't like creaky floors.
Yeah, it doesn't, there's no bounce or anything like that. It's just, I think it would have just totally gotten rid of that a little bit more. Plus, it's all open, so the creaks are bound to happen. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking around. I don't think anything else different so far. I mean, actually, it's a pretty open space. It's kind of funny. Oh, maybe the only other thought, and I don't know, we would have never done 2 bathrooms in here because it's just, I don't want to say it's wasted space, but it would be nice to have a separate bathroom for guests, like, but that would make an entire bathroom upstairs, and then the office space is done, and like, I don't think it would have worked. The only thing it could have done is like I keep looking over like, instead of at the camera, but looking around at the space. But the only thing we could have done is possibly go up another layer to have an office like next to the storage space or something like that. But it's not a regret, or things I do differently.
Last segment here. So thanks if you're making it through here. Travel questions. These are travel questions. So, this first one is specifically for me. Stacy, on your cross-country trip, you said you liked New Mexico the best. What was it about the high desert you liked? You've such lush greenery in West Virginia compared to the barren rock and scrub brush of the majority of New Mexico. So, I think for me, the reason I like travel in general is to experience all different landscapes, different people, different food. And I know we're only doing that on that trip within the US, but I kind of, when we come across a place that's really unique, and that's what I felt about New Mexico. I felt it was extremely unique. Now, there also were mountains in the background in New Mexico so it was kind of like this barren rock, almost desert, but then these huge, massive mountains in the background. And that's what I fell in love with. I love the mountains. As you guys can probably figure, it's one of the reasons we moved to West Virginia. We love the mountainous area here. So that's kind of what really caught my eye in New Mexico. And then she adds to the question, what did your artistic eye see? I think probably just the contrast. The contrast of the mountains in the background and then kind of the flat desert land. I'm all about, I think, differences and contrasts, and I like change. I don't like to kind of stay in the same spot. I know you're looking like, but yeah, I'm not a creature of habit. I get bored. All right, hopefully that answer came through. My camera stopped because it said we were talking apparently too long. What do you know? Anyways, it was the contrast, I think, that my artistic eye saw. I think I said I get bored easily, so it was just the contrast of the desert and the mountains. And yeah, I don't know. I'm New Mexico is on our list of places that I would really love to go back and see, along with so many of the other places that we saw. So, anyways, let's go to the next question.
Since they were contrasting, does that mean they were like green and red?
Yes. Oh, and this actually does lead into question number 2. Not the green and red, but what place or places are on your bucket list of places you want to see, and what are some places that you want to see sooner than later? Those were kind of 2 separate questions, but bucket list places. Go ahead.
So easy for me in a sense, short term. I mean, 3 right off the bat. So Alaska, we definitely want, as soon as I can retire, at some point, that's the plan. Our first trip probably after retirement is just to get in the camper or whatever and go to Alaska and spend who knows how much time up there. So definitely around there. Maybe in the same trip would be, what's the lake in Canada?
Banff?
Banff. Yeah, the Banff area. That's not the lake, but yeah, Banff area. I wouldn't mind skiing there, actually. Yeah. Like, I think skiing at Banff would be cool, but I can imagine it's just crazy busy all the time, too. So maybe there. And then a trip that got canceled just because of COVID, we were planning on doing Grand Canyon and Tetons. We haven't done that yet. And it seems like an easy one on the list, but definitely that. Like, I mean, those are my top 3 right now. And those are the top 3 achievable ones. I think there's so many global ones that we honestly don't think we'll ever probably get to because we're not traveling globally by any means.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
So it's 2 different lists. Like there's the want list and maybe someday, who knows, but we get those through travel videos and watching other vloggers and stuff. So it's kind of cool to connect that way and see those things. But for achievable things, those are definitely my top 3 right now.
I think on my bucket list, and has always been on my bucket list of places to see, was Africa. Matt, I think, was never really completely on board with that. But again, I think because I want to see places like that because the culture to me would be so different and the landscape would be so different. And I really like to learn about different cultures, see different landscapes. I think it really just broadens your horizon. That's my philosophy on it. However, I don't think flying is open to us. I don't know if it will ever become open to us because of my autoimmune stuff. So I don't know if that will ever be a place that we'll be able to go see, unfortunately. But fortunately, there's lots of places to that we can drive to in the camper, and it's why we got the camper. We're very lucky and privileged to have a camper. So I think if I were to name another place on the bucket list, and again, I don't know if Matt would be completely keen on this, but we could drive to it, would be Mexico. I would love to go as far south in Mexico as possible, not just like Baja, Mexico, or some of the touristy places in Mexico, but really, go
Just Mexico, or do you mean all of South America?
South America would be amazing to see. Although I don't think.
Ushuaia.
Yeah, I'm not sure we could cross the Darien Gap, but with the camper and stuff, I'm not sure how. I think you'd have to put something on a boat there, but we could go down as far as that. I would love to do that. I think that would be amazing. Short term on lists of places to travel, though, like I would love to see more of West Virginia. We've done a lot of traveling around here, but definitely next summer. We have a few more state parks that are still on our list that we want to see. And every place we go to, we run into people that have said, oh, have you seen this or have you seen that? So I am making a list on my phone of maybe short-term places that are easier accessible within a day's drive type of thing. So yeah, lots and lots of places.
It's
to see.
amazing how many places are here just for the type of travel that we like to do. I mean, it's pretty rural and pretty rustic, but that's what we enjoy. And like those back roads and everything else, like it's convenient. And we've pulled the camper up to the top of peaks of mountains several times already, and there's plenty more. So
Yeah.
if we're not hiking to the top, if you can camp at the top, it's even better. Okay.
All right, next question. Oh, do you have a big trip planned for this winter like you did last winter, like our kind of cross-country trip? No. We kind of need to stay put, I think, this winter. And it would be great if we could, but I think we need to focus on a few other things here. Jobs and things like that are a little bit more limiting this winter, if you will. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we actually fully ever disclosed like that. That trip was allowable because I was between jobs.
Yeah, Matt didn't want to talk too much about it at the time, but that is...
When we said I was working from the road, I was actually job hunting when we could from the road. And we had the opportunity to do that. And, I was very fortunate in the way that I had left my other company, and we had that opportunity. Yeah, we left on good terms, and it was good. So it gave us that opportunity. So I mean, now I'm back to work and full time and busier than ever.
And while Matt is definitely completely full time remote, the company he works for is based out of New Jersey, and they have people all over the United States and some overseas that work for them. He does have a setup in his office where it's an office type of setup. He's got one monitor and a laptop, and so while he can definitely work from the road, it's easier, especially when he gets bigger projects, to work at a fixed location at a desk. He does have conference calls and all the remote work stuff.
I enjoy remote work, but I've always said, like, I haven't enjoyed it, like, where you see the people working from coffee shops and things like that. Like, I'm sure I could, but I'm a multi-monitor type of person, and I need a whole bunch of stuff in front of me. And
if I could show you any of his spreadsheets, which I can't put on
we said I'm an accountant.
Yeah. They're like, I don't even know. They're baffling to me at any rate. No plans of traveling long term like that this winter.
Yeah, that's why we did it, because it was a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we had a gap that was definitely worth doing. And
all right, I think there's one more. Oh, last question about travel, and last question in general. What's your favorite place you've traveled to?
I'm still partial to out west in general, just some of the ski trips and things like that, because again, we're on the mountains. They're snow covered at that time. We've been to Utah both in winter and summer, and that's just fantastic both directions.
Definitely.
Probably on that list of where we've said we might be later on. Like, I could see that happening. Boy, I don't know. I mean, nothing stands out as, like, I'm sure there is something. Do you have the answer? An answer? We've been fortunate enough to see so many places.
I think Glacier.
Oh, yeah.
National Park, I think, and that was various different reasons on Glacier National Park, but I think personal reasons, like as far as that was 7 months after heart surgery.
9, I think.
9 months, and I was on top of
Oh, wait, no, because you got May, that was September, right?
6 months.
Maybe it was
I don't
only,
know.
maybe it was only a few months after.
It was a few months after heart surgery. It wasn't that long after heart surgery, and that was we already had a family trip planned there. That was definitely a goal of mine, to be able to hike when we got there, to be able to get out and explore. And it was no big issues at all. But I think when you're going through the stuff with an autoimmune and being diagnosed with all this stuff, and on top of it, your body's attacking various different things like a heart, you're not exactly completely sure what your future looks like. And I think that kind of trip was like, okay, I'm just, my goal is to get here. Like this, that was something to like really look forward to and push through and push to get to. And obviously since then, I'm fine, knock on wood. We still never know, completely what the future looks like. But yeah, that was, I think Glacier for me was a big one. So anyways, any other trip that you want to add to that?
Yeah, actually, Glacier is usually my go-to answer, but because Glacier in general, and
It's amazing.
we've been there 3 times, and every time it's amazing. I guess it's a bucket list for me. Like I think it'd be great to say I've hiked every trail around Glacier. Like that would be a goal.
Another future trip.
Yeah, I only got like 2 or 3 to go. I don't even know how many there are. Some of those are probably way beyond my scope of. I don't know.
I don't know. You
We'll
never
see.
know.
We'll see. Future holds lots. Hopefully.
All right, all. If you have any other questions, we'd love to do this again in a few months' time or whatever. Drop them down below. Feel free to send me an email. Reach out if we didn't answer your question or anything like that. Let me know down below.
Maybe questions about my Star Wars Lego collection instead of art for me. Because clearly I failed that section big time.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up, please. It really does help me out. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. This is a little bit of a unusual video. But yeah, I'm back into painting this winter, and so will be lots of painting videos and maybe some travel videos. Who knows what we're going to do. And then, of course, the next, one of the last Barndominium projects, that'll be coming your way. So, yeah, stay tuned for all that.
When are you releasing this? We're literally, before this video, we're packing up for an art show. So I don't know if this is before or after that, but we'll be down in Port Warwick, Virginia.
This will be after that. You guys, hopefully you all came out and saw me. If you did, thank you.
Yeah. Hopefully see some of you there again. We've always enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Meeting fans or meeting fellow members of the community. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Nobody's a fan of mine, but...
That's not true. All right. Anyways, we're going to stop gabbing here before my camera card tells me I've been talking too long again. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye for now.